Today, I think I'll paint this rock. I just painted this one and have leftover paint, so I'm going to do another one. Here's the one I just did. I have a video for that too. And today I will tell you the history of all my 12 cats and where they came from. So I often get asked if I, grew up having cats. I did not have cats. My dad was allergic to cats. I don't know if I really had any interest in cats, really. The neighbor had a cat, which I liked. It was, pretty sure if I remember correctly, a Siamese cat, but I don't think I interacted with it that much. I do remember seeing it at my friend's house. So fast forward, I did not have my first cat until after I got married. And about 6 months after we got married, we adopted our first two cats, Lena and 𝐤𝐚𝐢𝐝, from a friend's barn. So we had spent time at their house, and that's how I started really liking cats, because we would go over for game night and our friends had cats inside, and I thought, wow, these are fun animals and they're cute. So I thought, well, we should have cats. And we went to get one. We thought we'd just get one kitten, but we came home with two, which turned out to be a great decision because kittens grow great in pairs, because they can play with each other and learn how to be cats and occupy each other when you're not home. Anyway, that was Lena and 𝐤𝐚𝐢𝐝. Lena was born without a tail. That made her a little unique, and that was like a genetic thing because her mom cat also did not have a tail. And they lived for a long time. 𝐤𝐚𝐢𝐝 was around 15 when she passed. She had um, thyroid disease, which obviously sucked for her, and we had to give her a pill every day. And then Lena, she just kind of lived to old age, and eventually her body just gave out. Like, she didn't get cancer, she didn't have any trouble that we knew of. Like, her blood work was good, like just a few weeks before she passed. But eventually, like, she was just getting skinnier and her little body just gave out, which of course was sad. So for the first 8 years, we only had two cats. We just had Lena and 𝐤𝐚𝐢𝐝. Then we started seeing outdoor cats, and one day I went out to, actually, because Lena and 𝐤𝐚𝐢𝐝 did not like the outdoor cats. It would scare them. So I went out to kind of shoo away an outdoor cat because we had no idea about them at the time, only that they scared our indoor cats. But it was a really, really cold day, and it turned out there was two outdoor cats, but we thought it was the same one until I opened the door to kind of scare this one away, and instead of being scared, it walked right in the door. So that was Buster, and he had turned out to be really super friendly, and we didn't know anything about how to integrate cats back then, really. So we kind of did that not the best way. We just kind of said, here, it's freezing, you can be friends. And that took a while to work out. And I would definitely not recommend it. But Buster was an awesome cat. He was my favorite cat for many years. And he was an orange and white tabby. So then he died from, they said that he probably had cancer. I don't know if we really got that confirmed. So it's only been like a year and a half since he died. But we took him in 2011. So we had him for like over 10, like 13 years or 12. Not doing the math really well right now under pressure. I have a link on my website where you can read all about the cats and their history too. Anyway, so we had Buster, and then that was in 2011 we got Buster. In 2017, oh 2014, Violet started bringing kittens to my yard. We didn't know who she was at the time, and we were feeding another outdoor cat that disappeared. But we kept putting food out and it kept getting eaten. And then we realized it was Violet. And I eventually discovered that she was probably abandoned by college students that moved out of their rental. And she'd had kittens in a garage at that rental, but the current renters wanted nothing to do with the cats. They were allergic to cats. They were not feeding her. So eventually, we decided to take in Violet. She had 5 kittens, and we found homes for 3 of them. And we ended up keeping Jake and Elwood, the orange cats that were twins. And that's how we went from 3 to 6 cats at the same time. Because Violet was kind of shy. Like, I knew she would not do well in a shelter. And then while we were trying to find homes for Jake and Elwood, we kind of got attached. So I convinced my husband that we should keep them. And so we did. And then Elwood died last year about this time. He had kidney disease and was only 10. And he kind of went fast. It's pretty upsetting still. Okay, and then I'm just doing the indoor cats first. And then in 2017, we were not putting food outside anymore. Like, we had stopped that when we brought Violet inside. And then a feral cat had kittens in the yard somewhere under the deck. We don't really know where. Like, we didn't see the kittens until they were much older, like old enough where they could probably eat wet food, or 4 weeks. I don't know, their eyes were still blue. And I'm like, uh-oh, where'd these guys come from? So after a lot of checking around, we found out who was feeding her, and for some reason she had left that man's yard and moved on to my yard. But she was really feral, so the kittens didn't trust me either. So anyway, that's when we started having outdoor cats and learning about TNR. But I socialized the kittens mostly. Kept Nacho was one of her kittens, so that's when we got Nacho in 2017. And then that was going to be our last cat. Then we thought, well, maybe Nacho needs a friend, and my sister's dog found a cat, like a kitten, in their yard. And this was in 2018. And so my niece was helping the cat, but eventually the cat ended up at my house, and his name is Taco. And there was a little bit of an age gap, but Taco and Nacho never really bonded or hung out that much together. That's how we got Taco, and he had a terrible eye infection when he was found. It was really expensive, a lot of vet trips, but the vet was able to do something and saved his eye. He just has like a little ulcer. I don't know if that's what they call it. It's like a little red mark on his eye, but it's kind of like on the bottom of his eye. But sometimes he just doesn't open his eye all the way. So that's how we got Taco. And then I think that was in, or did we have Taco first? I think we got Taco in 2016, not 2018. Sorry about this. So we had Taco, and I think we thought he could use a friend, so we kept Nacho. Yes, that's it. So I'm recording this in 2025, so sorry about mixing up those dates. And so we got, the story is how we got them is the same, it's just the order was a little off. So we had Taco, and he was young, and we thought, oh, maybe he would like a kitten. But then we had brought in Nacho, so they're like less than a year apart, but they never really bonded. And Nacho seemed to like some of the other cats better, and she was under socialized. I didn't know that. Like, it was my fault because I was socializing them, but that was the first time I did it. And I didn't. We let her into the full house too soon, so she's still kind of timid around us, even though it's been this many years. And then we got Charlotte. That's Charlotte back here. In 2018, a friend was moving, and Charlotte had been an outdoor cat at their house. So we thought, well, we'll just find someone that can take her, like to have in a barn. But she was super friendly, and after like 3 days, we had her in the playpen in the garage. My husband insisted that we keep her, so we kept her, and she's been doing quite well with us. So she's probably like 12 or 13 by now. I think she was 5 when they said when we took her in. So that's how we got all the indoor cats. And the most indoor cats we had at one time was 9. I think that, did I do all 9? I hope I did. The pictures over there. I have their picture right there. And then, so I guess maybe really I've had 13 cats. Yeah, just 12 at one time. So the outdoor cats, we've had Midnight. He was a black cat. He showed up he just showed up. This was after we were feeding Nacho's mom, who we called Chloe. And I don't know if I'd really count her as one of mine. I mean, she kind of was. But after she got fixed, she kind of just moved on to a different house for some reason. She was interesting. And her name was Chloe. And she had a boyfriend cat. I don't know if he was the father of Nacho. And we called him Chloe's boyfriend. And he moved on too. So there's been way more cats outside than that we've gotten fixed and stuff. I wouldn't call them mine because they didn't stick around. I just call the ones mine that stuck around. And really, they're community cats. So, I mean, they could have a different name at someone else's house. So we had Midnight. He was out there for a few years. I think he probably showed up in 2017. Like, once you have food out there, somehow, like, the cat network knows, and they start bringing their friends. And then Charcoal came, and Pork Chop. So my mom named Charcoal. I asked her what a good name would be for a gray cat, and she said Charcoal, so that's how he got his name. And Midnight was, first we'd only see him on the trail camera at night. So we called him Midnight because he was coming around midnight, and he was also a black cat. So that's how he got his name. And then, so they were out there, and then pork chop, like we used to have these big rumbles on the deck, all these cats out there that were coming for food, and maybe they didn't all know each other. I think pork chop came in 2017, probably too. I think on his paperwork, we got him fixed in 2018, and he's been out there ever since. Midnight and Charcoal died a few months apart, I think like in 2021 or the end, yeah, around there. I think it was 2021 or 2020. I don't know exactly. It's been a few years. And right before Midnight died, yeah, so Midnight died in 2022 because Winter showed up as a kitten in 2021. No idea where he came from. He didn't really look like any of the other outdoor cats in the neighborhood. But there he was. And I tried to figure out if he was feral or not. Like he had signs like he could be socialized, and he was kind of friendly with me. He's just kind of like a mystery cat. Anyway, so we got him fixed, and I couldn't find anyone that wanted to work with him to see if he could be an indoor cat. And I wasn't going to be able to do it with my schedule at that time and having all the other indoor cats. So he's been outside since then. So he's turning 4 right about now. Just based on when he showed up, he might be 4 by now. And he might end up indoors sometimes. It's hard to say. Like, I can pet him a lot. So him and Pork Chop are feeder friendly cats. Like, I can pet them, but nobody else can. At least at my house. Like, my husband can't pet them. But it's also possible that they're getting fed someplace else too and have different names. But anyway, that's the story of the cats. So I might have said I had 12. I think that was just 12 at one time, and maybe Winter is cat 13. So we had Lena, Kilala, Buster, Violet, Jake, Elwood, Taco, Nacho, Charlotte. So that was the 9 indoor cats. And then outdoor we had Charcoal, Midnight, Pork Chop. So that would have been the 12. I made all those, they overlapped briefly at the same time to have 12 at the same time. And then now we have Winter as cat 13. And then there was a time where we tried to have 10 indoor cats because my sister's someplace where she was working at a facility or a housing place, apartment building, where she was helping, she helps seniors with things. There was a cat that was probably abandoned. It was super nice, young cat. And we tried having him as an indoor cat. So it would have been like 10 inside at one time. And it just didn't work out. Like it seemed like it was going to, but then we realized like Nacho was like terrified of this cat and it was affecting her quality of life. So I eventually just took him to the Humane Society. We had to just wait until there was space, and we actually kept him separate in this room. And I'd spend time with him every day, but he just wasn't going to work out. And that was the second time we had tried to have 10. I took in a cat from my niece once too. She needed to rehome him. And I have a whole video about not shaming people who have to rehome their cats. Like sometimes it just doesn't work out. So that's when we decided we were done. adopting more cats inside. And then then the sad part happened. Like up until then, like we're collecting all these cats, it's awesome. And then they started having health problems and getting sick. And it was super hard when the cats died. So I don't know if we'll ever adopt any more additional cats. And of course, we just keep helping outdoor ones that show up, but we're not like trying to have outdoor cats. Like we're just not gonna leave them to fend for themselves because so many people don't like the cat. So we just kind of do our part and get them fixed. And we have systems set up from over the years to, you know, help them stay warm in the winter. And the most important part there is we get them fixed. I mean, food and shelter go along with it. I feel like if I do anything else with this, I'm going to regret it. So I'm going to stop. And I still have a lot of extra paint. So I definitely need to get better about how much paint I put out at one time. And then sometime I will paint the bottom of these rocks. This one. And this is one I did a couple of weeks ago. And then I'll seal them and then maybe take them to the park to give away. Like just because people like to find rocks. So maybe I'll put some dots on this one. Give it some like leaves in there or something like that. And the sun's coming up. You may have noticed that in the window. So I need to get going and give the outdoor cats their breakfast. Thank you so much for watching, and please have a great day. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, just leave it in the comments. Or if you have any questions, I'm sorry again for not having the order of my cats exactly right, but I'll put a link for all the cats where you can learn more about them too. Thanks for watching.